Morning, it's Sunday, I think it's the 8th or the 9th of January. Beautiful morning, touch of frost, touch of ground frost, but sun's just coming up. And yeah, it's lovely actually. Just got a few jobs on. I've got just a bit of cattle work and just walk around pigs, and I just want to wander across some wheat, what I think might have a little bit of slug damage. Could just do with some real cold frosty weather to make the slugs bugger off out at and let or you could say that and then you want some warm weather to make it grow fast out their way. So I don't know which is best really, but anyway, so I just want to paddle across there and go from there. But yeah, real beautiful still morning it is. So but these are these gates what we're using for our cattle race. They come out of Malton Livestock Centre, which used to be in the middle of the town itself. So yeah, there's all sorts. I gave next to now to for them. I can't remember what I gave for them, but they were scrap price. And you try and make a gate now, and you know, steel's that expensive that costs you a fortune. Look, even comes with a bit of graffiti. Look, I don't know, someone's painted a banana on that one or something. So yeah. Kazza or something, Carol is, Loki, look, and yeah, a picture of a banana. I think it's a banana. Come on, Jet, let's go a bit further. Yeah, I did a few workshop jobs yesterday. We're building a tool safe, so a lot of thieving around here. A lot of people, a mate of mine lost his trail the other day. Diesel thefts. I don't know who it is, but yeah, he managed to ram them though. He rammed them with his teleporter, I think, and smashed their van up. So, but they still got away. But yeah, we're just a bit worried. I mean, we've got a lot of diesel on at that moment, but we have got. Daniel's putting cameras on next week. We're getting a couple of cameras, and I'm going a siren, which is well, I'm telling you where it is to be fair. But we're getting some beam sensors. So, and he's got an alarm. He's looked into an alarm as our Dan. What? It'll wake people up in POC when it triggers off. So, you know, just a deterrent. I think mate of mine says get a couple of dogs. Well, we've got Jet, and she would bite someone, I think, which is a deterrent. But I don't know nowadays. I mean, then they beat your dog to death. So, but anyway, yeah, we're getting an alarm fitted next week. It's costing something, but once it's there, isn't it? But Ollie got a bit done to this cattle race. We're making it up as we go along. We know what's happening at this end. We know how the holding pen's gonna work, and we're gonna have a swinging gate on here and run them down there, probably 3 times as long as that, into a crush. But then at this end, we don't really know how far to go and what to do. We're making it up as we go along. We're having a sliding gate there. We're having a slightly opening gate here before the crush, so if a vet or anybody wanted to work back at cattle, there's still a line of them, but they're safe, you know. So sliding gate there to stop them, and then an open a little gate here so the vet can work, or we can work, whatever we're doing. And then here we want some kind of into another race, into a small race where we can jack and jill them, which means if you want to segregate half of them off, you know, like if you want to split a batch up into different segments, you know, so you can send them 2 ways sort of thing. But I think we might put a couple of concrete panels here, and then there is two temporary pens if need be. I mean, it's all for the future. I mean, my plan is to have, I would like to say in 5 years' time, if I've still got this idea in my head, I want 50 breeding cows on this farm, eating of Hereford base, Hereford Angus sort of thing, and something what'll fatten a bit, be probably longer on the farm. They won't grow as fast as such as a Limmy or a Sherry, but cheaper to feed sort of thing, utilising some cover crops on our sandier soils. But that's the idea anyway. Anybody got? I might as well use this YouTube as an advert. Anybody? I want 20 purebred Hereford heifers, preferably 12 to 14 months, so I'm in front of my game. I'm willing to pay for the right stuff. I mean, we know, my dad knows the value of cattle, so I mean, he knows what a beast's worth. So I mean, so don't come with your stupid price. I don't want like show winners or all like that. I just want a base. And then what plan is, we're gonna probably AI them, so we batch calve. We'll bring them all in when they're about 18, I'd say 18-20 month old. The plan is we'll batch, we'll get injected with whatever, I don't know what the drug is, but inject them to bring them on. So we calve within a tight period, you know, yeah, so it's massive hard work. Maybe do it twice, 2 batches of 10s, but very close together, so all your progeny is similar age, so you ain't got bits and pieces here, there and everywhere in little yards feeding different age stock. That's the idea anyway. I mean, I'm learning, you know, I'm bloody listening to people. I rung a bloke yesterday and he educated me, very knowledgeable fella. Told me what's what, and he thought my idea was fairly good, like. But no, it's coming together. It's gonna be, it's like my dad says though, you're never gonna, probably not gonna make a fortune out of it, but you'll keep adding to your herd. And it's as good as money in bank, you know. I mean, there's a mass value in that yard. You know, there's some bloody money's worth in that yard if you add them all up. And then there's 3 yards down at other farm folk. And you think, Christ, we've got some money's worth of cattle, and yeah, we maybe don't make a fortune, but it keeps your asset together. So, but oh, it's getting colder. If you're just wondering what all that is, that's a lot of power. We used to, well, we still do actually. We've still got a lot of stock left, but it's got very quiet lately. We used to break powers and sell parts, all different models. Kverneland, Ferrobolli, Howard, Mashio, Lely, and sort of COVID put a bit of a stop to it really. I couldn't replace the machines. I've got a lot of Mashio stuff though. If you ever want any Mashio power parts second hand, like gears, rotors, stuff like that, gearbox parts, we've got loads of stuff still on shelf, and we're going to bugger everything else off, as in the other makes, and just specialise in Mashio, like only second hand stuff. I do bearing assemblies and seals, but bloody the friends with an importer of parts, and he says the price of parts has just gone through the roof. Mashio have just sort of jumped on the bandwagon of putting prices up, and like, for example, the centre rotor on a DM Mashio, which is a tiny little piece, what slides, there's like a nut on the bottom, and the centre rotor slips up on a spline to bolt your turns to. That's £400 now. And I'm thinking, Christ almighty, that's like a small part and it's £400. And you're thinking, Christ, you know, so I sell a good one at 70 quid. But yeah, if you want any Mashio bits, give us a shout. Bloody weight looks fantastic, look. Look, everything looks really good. I mean, we've got our bare patches where it's been a bit wet and a little bit of slug damage in this field, but apart from that, yeah, everything looks fairly promising for time of year. Phil dug this dike out here, found 2 old historic drains anyway. They've started running, and it's dried an area in that field, unbelievable. So how long they've been bunged up, we didn't know about them, so done a bit of good cleaning this dike out. Just walking across some winter wheat, and quite late drilled it was. I would say second week in October maybe, and we've given it double whammy of it's a residual chemical. As soon as it was drilled, we drilled it. We sprayed it, sorry, with its usual residual chemical. Liberator, I think it was, or an equivalent Liberator, and then we topped up with some other stuff. I can't remember what it was, but similar mix. And to combat blackgrass, I tell you what, there's none come. There's not. We're in the worst area in this field, and there's not a blade. There's not one grown. Whether it'll keep its power till spring and curb it till next harvest, I don't know. Or whether it'll let, you know, when it runs out of steam in sort of March, April time, whether it'll let some grow then. It'd be interesting to see. And it was quite costly, but or an extra cost. But if it does its job, it's worth doing. And I don't know whether is anybody else doing this, because we got advised to do it by our newer agronomist. Well, a friend of a friend sort of thing. And he says, "Oh, we're having a go." So we've done 100 acre like it, and it'd be interesting to see. And in this field, actually, on that tram line there, I run out at the end. So there's about 50 yards where it didn't get double whammied, and it'd be interesting to see whether that fills with blackgrass. So in fact, I'll have a walk in a minute and see if there is any more any plants there. That's what you call blackgrass at its worst. It's absolutely like a lawn. I mean, to be fair, the amount what's germinated this time we're working it. We didn't plough this land. We didn't do anything to this land last year. We just left it stubble and drilled straight into it. And it wasn't the answer. Hell of a lot of blackgrass came. So what we did, we Simba soloed this land. It might be the last, it's hopefully the last time we ever work it, because this is one we're going to just bang into no-till. Hey up, 3 deer there, look. But yeah, look at the blackgrass, it's terrible. How we're going to combat that, I don't know, because there'll be another thousands and thousands per square metre come if you exterminated that. So, but actually, well, land's in real good order though. It feels quite dry under your feet. Cover crop update. Just come with fork and turned a couple of forkfuls over. Bloody hell! It's look, worm here, worm there, and it's full of worm there. It's monstrously full of little worm tunnels. These oats are very shallow rooted though. They haven't really put the roots in, but I just dug one of them hairy vetches up, and them roots seem to have gone down 6 or 8 inch, you know. But it ain't got the dense canopy like that. Like I need dense canopy for when I drill into it to sort of protect the soil, to try and stop a lot of, well, rubbish, blackgrass, any kind of broadleaf weeds, grass weeds, trying to stop them coming through. And put the cash crop in a little slit where it can find daylight to grow, but the rest of it wants to be sort of smothered by this crop. But there isn't enough coverage in the drills, in the bought seed stuff. They ain't got the coverage like this has. I need some rye as well. Anybody got any 2 ton of rye for sale? So I can just put that in a mix. Yeah, this ain't got the coverage on the area, you see. I mean, there'll be a lot of daylight get down to soil when after we've exterminated it. So the oats, I think, have provided a better job. What they're doing underneath, I don't know. There's as many worms here as there is among the oats, but that's probably doing more. That vetch, what was in it? Ryegrass, vetch, white radish, fodder radish, something else, can't remember what it was. Anyway, whatever. It's maybe doing more under the soil, but I mean, it all depends on your job with this cover crop thing. Do you want to feed the soil? Do you want to stop rubbish growing by covering in the soil? Or do you need something maybe to do all lot? Producing nitrogen, you know what I mean? You need something in your mix. I mean, it's all new to me and I'm uttering shite. I mean, I don't know nothing. I'm learning though. I'm trying to learn every day. I watch different people on telly and read, follow different people, read different stuff and one thing and another, and people seem to have different ideas and different opinions, and but it all depends what happens, what's good for you, if I'm making any sense. What you want out of your if you're going to go down this cover crop route, what you want out of it, what the aim is, and you know, you have to decide what you put in and when you're putting in to do the job you want. But I think it's on its way. I mean, I'll tell you what's really up in my eyes: the price of fertiliser. I mean, I bought most of it right, but the last load was £640, well, £635 a tonne. And I'm thinking, and there's no talk of it being any cheaper in the future. You know, they aren't talking about it's just a blip, this nitrogen price. It's not just a blip in the economy where gas is dear and it's going to come down out like that. I think they're here to stay. So if you can produce something by using nature, it wants to be done. But yeah, farming's changing, definitely, and I'm willing to change with it as well. So right, that's it. I'm off for my breakfast. Let's talk bacon sandwiches. So if you like these videos, like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll do a couple a week. Sorry, this one's been a bit boring. I've just been ottering on. There's not a lot happening on farm at the moment. We're all sort of no tractor work or out like that, but we'll, you know, in future, in spring, there'll be a lot more going on. We'll try and keep you entertained. So right, bye for now.